Welcome back to the Sportsline. Rich Roth, Dennis Carter rolling along with you here on a Monday in D.C. It's time to talk some football, and we're joined now by the head coach of the Liberty Flames, Hugh Freeze, joins us here on the Sportsline. Hey, Coach, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, guys. Hope the same for you.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good, although I guess you opened your mouth a little bit the other day, huh, with some comments that came out, and ACC teams jumping down your throat. It's crazy. I mean, you can't say anything anymore.
Well, certainly I've got to make sure that my words adequately represent what we are doing, and I certainly wasn't. I was just trying to say that in the last 2 weeks we've been very blessed, and it came across that we're not following some type of protocol, which. Truthfully, for anyone to, it wouldn't have been really hard for them to research and see what our protocols are, and so hopefully, I think I sent them out, and other people have, and I'm certainly no doctor. I'm a football coach but we are following what I do believe are wise people that do this for a living and the protocols that they put in place. But I certainly. I've got to be careful how I say things during this time for sure.
Everybody's so hypersensitive about every little thing. I mean, you really do. You got to watch everything you say. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is, and I've learned that. I should have learned that a long time ago. And but again, I hope everybody took the time. I'm sure they don't once they make their mind up on something. But if they would just take the time, I think they would see that we'll go above and beyond to protect the safety of our players, and hopefully in the effort to try to have a season.
Hey, Coach, how far are you guys along now in practice? And so far, have you liked what you've seen from you guys?
Well, like I said, we really slowed it down, and so it's hard for me to say. I guess I would say we've had 4 practices. Now, we've had about 10 walkthroughs and things of that nature, but it's really probably a little early to tell. I do like the way we move around. I think defensively we're going to be faster. I think offensively there's some uncertainty at quarterback, but I think our offensive line and running backs are really solid. Losing Buckshot and Gandy Golden, that's a lot of yards that you lose from those two. But I wish we were a little deeper at a couple spots like linebacker and safety, but I do think we have a chance to be better on defense, and offensively I'm still a little uncertain after just 4 practices. But hopefully, after another couple weeks of us getting out there, I'll see, some improvement in our consistency, especially at quarterback.
Coach, I think a lot of people thought of Liberty last week when last Thursday word came out that UVA had lost its season opener with VMI when the Southern Conference postponed its season to the spring. Has LU reached out to UVA about possibly filling that date, or has UVA reached out to you guys? How does that stand? Is that a possibility that you might pick up UVA for this coming season?
Truthfully, Ian, our athletic director, who's done a remarkable job through all of this of building relationships with schools, and he communicates with me daily on scheduling things. I don't know who UVA is asking to be their +1. To my knowledge, they have not asked us. I don't know if the dates, or they may have talked and just there was no option for the dates because of our 10 games that we currently have and whatever that they have currently. So I haven't heard that. Not saying that's not a possibility, but it hasn't been brought to me yet.
Coach, you mentioned it's still a few weeks before the first game, and obviously it's surreal times. We've heard that a lot of coaches. I mean, it's so different. It's so unique that you guys are spending more time teaching social distancing now than you are blocking techniques or anything else that's more football related. How surreal is it?
There's never a day right now that I don't have a time with our kids to discuss the same safety measures and protocols and remind them of the sacrifice that we're all going to have to make in an effort to hopefully have a football season. So it's constant every day, whether in a team meeting or whether in practice when somebody didn't have their gator up when they're supposed to, or it's pretty. It is a recurring theme that's happening every single day, more so than blocking or tackling. It seems for me in my position anyway. I think the assistants probably are still coaching a larger percentage of the time, but I certainly am spending a lot of time trying to make sure, because I think all of us that are trying to play, I think we all are kind of hinged together. And if something really negative happens at one of the places that's trying to play, I think it will affect everyone, if that makes sense. So, we've got to feel some responsibility in that, and particularly with kids that are getting ready to come back to campus starting this week at a lot of places, that the environment changes, and how are we going to handle that? And so you're constantly trying to educate them with that.
These kids are young, Coach. Do you feel like they are taking it seriously enough? I mean, you say you have to talk to them every day. Is it sinking in?
Well, I think it has thus far for us, but I'm not foolish enough to believe that when the environment around you changes, that there's not more opportunities for you to make choices that are against what we're asking them to do. I'm really pleased with our plan academically, tutoring, training table, obviously practice, living arrangements. We have a plan for all of that, and it puts us in a bubble. Now, when 9 o'clock comes at night, that's when we're pleading with them daily to make the right decisions for this current time. And so far, I think it's been well received and done. But again, we've kind of been on campus by ourselves too.
Coach, what's your gut tell you? Are you guys going to play football this year?
I was asked that this morning in another press conference, and I'm pretty good at conditioning my mind to just focus on what we have today and this week.
Mm-hmm.
And as of today, we're playing, and I condition my mind to believe that, or I'm wasting opportunities. And this time last year, I was in a hospital bed and couldn't walk, and I certainly don't want to waste a day of blessing to be with our kids and our staff, and with the expectation that we're going to play. I'm not the expert on this, and there's going to be a lot of smarter people that ultimately make that decision for us. But as of today, my charge is to get us ready to play.
So don't worry about the stuff you can't control. Just
Amen.
Get ready for the season.
That may be the wisest advice for all of us during this time.
Yeah, no joke.
You lost a great quarterback last year in Buckshot Calvert, rewrote the Liberty record book. Now it sounds like you got really good competition at that quarterback spot. Malik Willis, Chris Ferguson, I guess two of the guys that you're really looking at.
Yeah, they've been back and forth thus far through just, again, I think we've had 4 practices with gear on and being able to throw a football. And I think it's back and forth. Neither have performed with great consistency yet to separate themselves. So I think competition is great, and I think it's going to make them both better, and hopefully one separates himself in time. But as of now, it's definitely back and forth.
Coach, do you envision a potential shared situation at quarterback, or are you, got to have one guy, especially at that position, because of the nature of the quarterback position, or could you envision, the guys sharing time?
The only thing I've ever done that I believe in is if you can have a package for a second guy that you think adds benefit to your team, but I always firmly believe that your guys, your players need to know crunch time. This is our guy.
Yep.
This is who the guy is.
For all the fans who love that team from a year ago, do you still have any communication with guys like Antonio Gandy Golden and Buckshot Calvert, Frankie Hickson? Do you check in with them every now and then just to see how they're doing?
Absolutely. I need to check in with Buckshot. I know AGG is doing good. Frankie's here every day to see me, so man, I'm forever will be indebted to that group of seniors, and obviously they made their mark on this university's football program, and so love staying in touch with all of those.
Coach, as we approach the season and just kind of assuming for a second that there will be football, because again, that's the mindset you said earlier you've got to have. What group do you feel best about heading into the season for your Liberty Flames?
After 4 practices, I would say the running backs. I have been really impressed with Jonathan Mack and Peyton Pickett, Troy Henderson, and Shadro Lewis, I think, and Frank Boyd. I mean, all 5 of them had really good runs today. I think we've got good depth there, and I think we got a good mixture there.
On the flip side, what would you say is your biggest concern heading into this year?
Probably depth at linebacker and unknown at quarterback. Those 2, we're thin at linebacker, and just have a lot of unknown right now as to how we're going to be at the quarterback position.
Yeah, and I guess until you have your guy, that's that's always going to be a concern, right?
That's correct.
Coach, listen, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much for dropping by the show. Good luck with getting ready for the season, and we'd love to stay in touch and catch up with you maybe prior to that opener if you're cool with it.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach Freeze. Good luck to you this season.
All right.